Hi, my name is Reuben Malter. I am Jewish and I go to a Jewish parochial school or a yeshiva. I am on my school's softball team and we have a game tonight against what are supposed to be killers, murderers, okay? That may or may not be true. I'm not really sure. But my friend told me that and I don't really believe it, but well, better go get ready. Come in, Father. Well, it's been about a week since my last video, and as you can see, I am now injured. Great. I was at my game, and we were playing Danny Saunders' team. He's a very, very, very good hitter. He hits it up the middle every single time. I just wish Mr. Gallanter would have put me in earlier so I could get the game going from the get-go, you know? What you're gonna do now. So, anyways, the highlights of the game by Reuben Malter. I had a great fielding game. I caught Danny's ball right up the middle over second base. I got hit in the face by a ball, and I can't wear my glasses for a while, and I can't read. I love reading Talmud, but I can't do that. So he got a hit, and he got on second base. He told me he was gonna kill us, and I was like, what? But I mean, what this? When I got hit, he smiled at my injury. You could show a little bit of like sympathy for me. I just got hit in the face and my glasses shattered on my eye. Okay, that's very nice. Anyways, when I went to the hospital, Dr. Schneidman found out that I had been wearing glasses when the accident happened. So he sent me up to the eye ward, and then, so I was talking to this kid, Billy, that was in the room next to me, and then he said I'd been out for like days, and I was confused because I don't remember falling asleep. Or Dr. Schneidman performed surgery on me and got the glass out, which was very good. And my bed was next to this kid named Billy, and he was blind. And then this other man named Tony Sabo. He was a boxer, and he always calls my head the old punching bag. Oh, I really miss them. Two things of bad news to tell you. One, the scar tissue in my eye may grow over my pupil, so I might not be able to see it. Dr. Schneidman and my father told me. Reuben Malter here. I'm really upset with myself. Danny came to visit me in the hospital when I was in the hospital, and I was a total jerk to him. I mean, I'm nicer than that, you know? I mean, he apologized, and I went off on him. On the bright side, the next day, he came back almost every day and let me know that we talked a lot. I think I really want to be his friend, and I told my dad that, and he was like, I approve. And I think Danny told his dad, Reb Saunders, that, and his dad wasn't really sure because of my dad, I think, but I don't know. I really want to be friends with him. So this morning, I went to the synagogue with Abba, and then Danny invited me to go to his shul to meet his father. So I did, and Reb Saunders led a very nice service, and then afterwards we had a dinner. And then Reb Saunders blessed it and stuff, and then he asked Danny if he noticed any mistakes over his service, and Danny noticed one about gematria, but he didn't notice as many as I did. Reb Saunders then asked me, and I named a bunch, and he seemed thoroughly impressed. So this morning I went to meet Danny at the library, so I took a trolley there, and I saw him reading over in a little corner, and I loved watching him read. Here's a visual of how he reads. He reads so fast, and it's like you can see his face moving down. His face moves down to the page and then goes up to the next one. So I just sat there and watched him. Is that bad? Later I went over to Danny's house and met his mother and his sister. We went up to Reb Saunders' office thing area where we studied Talmud for a while. And then Danny went to go get us some tea, and Reb Saunders asked me what Danny's been reading. I didn't know how much to admit to him, so I told him about his library visits to read and learn German so he can study Freud. Yeah, I felt kind of bad. But then Danny walked me home, and then I admitted to him because I didn't want to keep a secret from him. And he said he was relieved that his father knew. That's great, right? Danny explained to me his father raised him in silence. Like, they never talk at all. And I feel like Reb Saunders is just using me as a way to figure out about what Danny's doing, his stuff, because I'm Danny's best friend, and he's just using me as a way to find out what Danny's doing. Like, for example, the library thing. Like, he asked me instead of his son about what his son is reading, which kind of little red flag over here, It was kind of messed up. Guess what? I had an appointment with Dr. Sneidman, and he said I can read again. I'd been studying Talmud, but I wasn't the one doing the reading. Because I missed it, I'm so excited to make up all my exams at school. Oh, this is going to be great. I also called Billy's dad, and he said that Billy's most recent eye surgery has been unsuccessful, and he still cannot see, which is really a bummer. I asked if I could go visit him up in, Mr. Merritt said that they are already up in Albany. So, like, the first week of summer, Danny and I have spent, like, every moment together. But also, my father is going to do research, so I have to live with Danny and his family, which is going very well, actually. I'm living with him right now. Yep, living in a different place, and it's pretty great. So, after my final exams this next year, it's been a really, really long time since I vlogged. I'm sorry about that, but I've been really busy with school and stuff. So, final exams just happened, and my dad just suffered a heart attack. So, I'm living with the Saunders family again, and I don't know. I'm just really worried about it. So, when I was talking to Reb Saunders the other day, I brought up the topic of Zionism, and he went off on me. He said that the activities of the secular Zionists are sacrilegious because it is profane to build a Jewish home in Israel before the arrival of the Messiah. He went crazy on me. He needs to, like, chill his jets. Because that was kind of ridiculous. And I'm kind of scared to talk to him now. But then, today he was acting like nothing happened. So I'm kind of confused. So we were at the library the other day, and Danny just told me that he is worried about his brother Levi's health because he wants Levi to take over the dynasty instead of him, which really actually makes sense. So it's off Danny's shoulders, so there's a lot less pressure. Danny and I just enrolled in Hearst College. Woo woo! Also, Danny has been really, like, complaining about his eyesight lately, and he said, oh, it's probably nothing. But turns out he actually needs glasses. So we're matching. I hate Reb Saunders so much. He won't let me and Danny talk to each other. All because my father wants a Jewish estate? I mean, who cares? Like, what's the big deal? Right now, and I'm living alone, and I'm really, really lonely at home. And I'm in Rav Gershensen's Talmud class, and that's like the highest you can get. And he finally calls on me after like 3 months of not. He called on me once in October. Whatever. But anyways, he started to call on me a lot more, like every day, and I explained a different passage of Talmud. So after what seems like forever from not talking to Danny, I'm actually starting to accept it, or was. But yesterday, he talked to me and he said he learned to live with the silence, and now he's starting to back up again. We've been starting our week-a-day meetings, and it's great. Things are back to how they used to be, and I'm loving it. Danny applied to Harvard, Berkeley, and Columbia for his psychology and received acceptance letters from all 3. He hasn't told his father yet what he's planning to do, but his father's obviously seen the return addresses on the envelope, so I don't know why he hasn't approached him about it yet. Danny just told me that Rev Saunders wants me to come over on the Passover to have dinner with them. I don't really know what to think about that. Why would Rev Saunders want to talk to me? When I arrived at Danny's house on the Passover, he led me up to Rev Saunders' office that we used to study Talmud in for forever ago. Rev Saunders looks a lot different, but his office stays the same. And he admitted that he knew about Danny wanting to go to a different college, and he explained to me why he raised Danny in silence, which was pretty intense. He said he knew right when Danny was born that he was a mind without a soul. That's how he put it. And he didn't know how to teach a mind without a soul in any way except for silence. The next day, Danny came over to my house to say goodbye because he was heading off to Columbia University. We told him he needed to come back and visit, and he agreed, but he turned the corner and Danny was gone.